Robbie with Titan Terrain Studio. We've got a little bit of a work in production video for you here. This is a urban themed 40K set. It's going to be winter. It's a kind of a Nurgle infested city for the Imperial Guard. They are currently quarantining the city because of the Nurgle infestation. The one thing the client requested is that this be based off an anime called Blue Gender. In this anime, you have a lot of huge bugs running everywhere. So we've taken a lot of Tyranid bits and we've turned them sort of into this sort of Nurgle-infested bug city. So first we're going to start over here with this fountain. The client requested that we make a 2-tiered fountain that would have area to put models on. So I thought to myself, what would an Imperial fountain in the future look like? This one has a bunch of the pieces from the Penitent Engine kit. So I like to think of it as the Rock of the Penitent. So right over here you're going to have all these that are going to have ice and water flowing down them across the front. You've got this this Imperial Guardsman right here as well who has fallen. He's actually had his arm blown off by something. As you can see, it's sitting next to him. There's also going to be water running down the back as well. So this is a very neat little centerpiece. It's kind of got a very urban, futuristic, dystopian look to it because it's a fountain, but at the same time it's kind of scary in a way. So then over here, you've just got these lifts. These lifts lead to an underground bunker system that the client requested. So you've got a control panel on each one. You've got kind of this graded area where the lift goes up and down. You've got some control wires and some sentry guns right here. And also, if we just flip it around, you can also see the mechanical bits hooked into the back that actually cause the lift to go up and down. You've also got one over here, same thing, except it's got a little bit of rubble here where maybe there was an explosion nearby. It's relatively the same design, so those are pretty neat. Then over here you've got this, which is a smaller exploded building. He requested some small buildings that were more intact. The entire set is kind of based in structure off our Stalingrad set that we did a few months back. You've got like this little workbench where he's piled a bunch of weaponry and equipment, and if we flip it around you can see there's like some claw marks from one of the Nurgle demons coming by and some equipment. You have this sort of structural reinforcement with a little bit of battle damage, but overall it's more intact than our Stalingrad set was. Over here you've actually got what looks to be a possessed Chaos Space Marine that is crushed in the stone. We actually used a Gene Stealer head to try and hook it into the whole buggy Tyranid feel, like they're mutating and they're turning more Nurgly, and this big open sort of bay window thing going on right there. Over here you have another small piece. You can actually see a Plague Marine laying there. And since Plague Marines have feel no pain, I figured it would be fitting that he would have to have a big, huge hole in his chest. So if you look very closely there, when we paint that up, it's going to be all gory and nasty. You've got all sorts of just basic same structure. You've got these plating pieces everywhere that will be painted up to look like metal with bolts and everything. Back here you have one of the first medium pieces that we built. It's the same basic structure, with the half exploded but mostly intact look to it. This one, one of the few things that we are going to do for this is the color scheme is going to be all grays and whites with the snow and the ice everywhere, but you're going to have stuff like this. Every piece has some sort of person or dead body or demon that's going to be jumping out of stuff. We have infected buildings and non-infected buildings, so it's going to create a very stark color contrast with like the greens and the yellows and the reds against the white and the gray background. So speaking of the infected buildings, these are my favorite things in the whole set. They're these buildings that basically have like nests where the demons of Nurgle are starting to actually encroach on the city. So you have this sort of, looks like this tentacly horror thing that's being birthed out of the side of this building. This is all going to be painted up to look really pussy and disgusting. And then if you flip it around, you can see where it's actually starting to take over the whole building itself. All this is going to look really gross when it's done. And then this other one is really cool. I decided to make this sort of like tentacle monster thing that was reminiscent of a mosquito in a way, and we put this Imperial Guardsman down below it. He's like thrashing as this thing starts to literally dissolve him in the acid at the bottom of this little pool. So it's really gross, really disgusting, and really creepy looking. Everyone I've shown this to has actually shuddered a little bit, which is really nice. So that's our Urban Winter Nurgle City update. This set we will be doing more updates on because we're still in the process of building it. I think this is probably about half of the pieces. I need to still build a lot more of the medium ones, and there's also going to be 2 huge, large ones as well. So the second update we wanted to do today is our Tesla cannon that we've been working on. This is that cobblestone technique that I've been showing you guys. This is the first time that we've actually painted it. It turned out really nice. I'm really pleased with how it looks, and I think this is going to really make a whole lot of difference in our projects in the future whenever it comes to this particular effect. As you can see, all the cracks really pop out quite nicely with the shading. And we're still in the process of painting it. The actual gun hasn't been painted yet, and we still got to do a little detailing on the ground. But overall, I think this has turned out pretty nicely.